There have been exactly 45 US presidents, but which 5 presidents stood out from the bunch? In this video, we'll be taking a dive into history and taking a look at the top 5 most influential US presidents. We'll be taking a look at the reasons as to why they stood out and what made them better than the other ones. Anyways, let's jump right in. Number 1. Abraham Lincoln. The 16th President of the United States has had quite the remarkable backstory. He was born into poverty in the frontier of Indiana. He later went on to become a lawyer and became a state legislator for Illinois. However, it isn't just the backstory that makes the man on the $5 bill stand out. President Lincoln made his intentions clear. He wanted to try and stop the rapid expansion of slavery. However, the most remarkable skill of the president was his war strategies. Lincoln is notorious for his Union military strategy. It is through these deeds that Lincoln started to earn the support of Congress and the Northern public. Finally, Lincoln played a key part in not making the war an international conflict by reinforcing Union sympathies in the border slave states. Number 2. George Washington. You know how they say best for last? Well, in this case, it's the best for first, because one of the best presidents that the US had was their very first president. George Washington led the US forces to victory in the war for their independence. He's even called the father of his country for the amount of leadership that he had. He was such a good president that when he wanted to step down as president, the people convinced him to stay for longer. He was loved and he pretty much set the standard for being a US president, a standard that most presidents struggled to even come close to. Number 3. Barack Obama. Barack Obama is one of the most recent US presidents. However, that doesn't make him less of an example to follow. He passed on the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare. This act brings affordable healthcare to US citizens that can't afford this. However, this is only one of many good deeds. He also signed the Budget Control and the American Taxpayers Relief Acts, both of which were life-changing for many US citizens. Much like George Washington, he was re-elected again and ran for office for another 4 years. He's also known for promoting the inclusion of the LGBTQ community and also defending and supporting said community. He also was an advocate for promoting gun control after the horrific events of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. Overall, his presidency was not one that will be forgotten anytime soon. Number 4. John F. Kennedy. Although it was cut short early, JFK's presidency was one that stood out. Before his assassination in 1963, JFK was a really influential president. He was well known and loved by the US Special Forces. He was given all the credit for the rebuilding of the Special Forces and giving them back their Green Beret. He's most famously known for a quote he said. It reads, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." His presidency charted a significant course in domestic policy and foreign affairs. Many economic advisors told Kennedy to lower tax rates, and Kennedy quickly agreed to a balanced budget pledge. His campaign was so significant that after his death, he became the face of the US 50-cent coin. He will never be forgotten. Number 5. Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt became president after the assassination of President McKinley. He remains the youngest person in US history to become a president, and he did a really good job at it. He promoted progressive policies, many of which Congress passed on. Even before he became president, he still fought for corporate corruption issues. Roosevelt's anti-corruption efforts helped him win re-election in 1882, in which he continued to do deeds that made him loved and appreciated by Congress and by the people. He also made his famous square deal domestic policies, promising the average citizen fairness, breaking of trust, regulation of railroads, and pure food and drugs. And this is only the tip of the iceberg for President Roosevelt, as he was one of the most, if not the most, influential presidents that tried to stand up for what he thought was right. So in conclusion, although no president is perfect, these presidents sure came close. They made changes that completely changed the US, and they fought for what was right, and they didn't give up. Anyways guys, leave us a comment if you disagree with any of our choices, and do us a massive favour and like and subscribe. If you like this video, then I'm sure that you'll love the 2 videos on your screen right now. And with that all said, thanks for watching guys, we'll see you next time.